The staff has been phenomenal, said Lakeland student Michael Dugan, who is a retired Chief Petty Officer from the U.S. Coast Guard. The Veterans Lounge is a great place to frequent prior to class. It's great to be able to show up a few hours early, do some final prep, enjoy a snack, and be able to meet fellow veterans. A generous grant from Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, helped to set up a Veterans Lounge in 2013. The space, complete with study areas, a computer and printer, a refrigerator, and a television, serve as a meeting point for student veterans on campus to connect. Each May, graduating student veterans are recognized at the college's Veterans Recognition.
You're listening to Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio, the official home of Lakeland sports. If you want to watch or listen, you can tune to lakeeffectradio.org/sports.
Are you dreaming of something greater? A college degree, better job skills, a rewarding career? The Ohio Army National Guard can help you get the education you need to land the career you've always wanted. The Ohio National Guard Scholarship Program could pay 100% of your college tuition at Lakeland Community College. You're eligible for the scholarship as soon as you enlist, and you can attend school while serving right here in Northeast Ohio. Learn more about these great benefits by calling Staff Sergeant Danielle Davis at 440-225-3720 today. Call 440-225-3720 and go Guard.
It's the Scott and Steve Show on Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio. Scott and Steve.
Hey, we on? Hey, we're on. How about that? Hey.
Are we on?
We are on. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Scott and Steve Show. It is Wednesday at a little bit after 9 now, so I guess it's time for us to start it up here. Scott's here. Steve is on his way. He's en route. He is, doing that thing that keeps us all going. What do they call that? Work? Well,
It's more like that.
It could be, but he's big time, man. He's big time chief down there. Not the chief, excuse me. He's a big time lieutenant down there. So we gotta.
That's offensive. You're comparing chief to a Michigan guy.
Oh boy, I don't know. Michigan, big game this weekend for Michigan. We probably should wait till he gets here. They play Notre Dame, so that'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. But well, let's talk about something that we know
you'll
that
appreciate.
That want to get into. Yeah.
No, you'll appreciate what I posted on his wall after this weekend on Facebook. It was actually quite funny.
All right, what'd you post? What's going on?
Oh, hold on, I'll pull it up. It's more better when you actually look at it.
All right, very good.
It's kind of funny. Sad thing is he actually liked it. Oh, geez. Me and my funny randomness.
All right, we got. All right, so it is the Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh, and it says I'm on a revenge tour. The revenge tour is crossed out, and it says who's coming with me? Yeah, because you think he's out? You think he's out as coach?
No, you missed it. I crossed it out. What was it? I crossed it out. What did I put? Oh, I'm on the Jim Harbaugh farewell tour.
That's what I'm asking.
But I crossed it out.
Right,
yeah.
right. You think he's on his way out?
Oh, he's gone.
You think so?
Yeah.
That was a big loss they had, even though I got to say it wasn't – I can't put that one on him. I mean, I did watch some of the Michigan-Penn State game, and, coming down there, I mean, the Michigan quarterback hit the Penn State receiver, I mean, literally right in the hands, right in the breadbasket in the end zone, and he dropped it for a game-tying score. I mean, you can only do so much. You can lead him to water, but you can't force him to drink. They've got to be able to make a play. I don't care who you are as a coach. You put them in a position, the kid's still got to perform. And so, but that you're very well right. It could cost him his job, but I can't put that loss on him.
With that, then like that, you go to the bowl game, after the first of the year. Mm-hmm. Then if they lose to Ohio State, he's done.
Well, yeah, I think Ohio State's going to be a tall order for him this year, but we'll see how that shapes. Let's wait till Steve gets here before we get to college football, because I know it's a passion of his. I know he's going to want to talk about it, and he'll probably want to talk about Ohio State's high ranking, number 3 in the country right now.
I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah, number 3. Don't know if that's a deserved ranking or not, but hey, you know what? That's where they're at. So we
well, they have Wisconsin this week.
And Wisconsin had a huge loss last week. They lost to Illinois, so that'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. I mean, now it kind of takes it makes it a must-win situation from Ohio State. Not that it wasn't already, but because of the loss, Wisconsin's loss, that puts them in a position where Ohio State cannot lose. If they lose, they're out for sure because of those losses to from Wisconsin to Illinois this past week. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It's at Ohio, so I mean it should bode well for them. It usually does there. But we'll see what shakes out. That'll be an interesting game. You gonna be watching that one, are you?
Well, it depends if I get stuck like being short Friday night or for Saturday at the farm park. I ended up there Saturday night.
Oh, did you really? Okay, so you put in. When is the game? I don't even know for Ohio State game. Usually at Ohio State it's a noon or 1 o'clock start. So yeah. So how is the farm park going though? As you mentioned that, how's that going?
Not bad.
Yeah, you had some good weather or what?
The most part, Friday was sort of cold.
Okay.
And that, but
hasn't been
Saturday.
rainy though or anything. And I know this weekend it's not supposed to be too bad from my understanding.
Listen, Friday, 2 Fridays ago, it was sort of some drops, but not horrible, you know.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So we're supposed to have a guest here today. It's supposed to be Christina Willie. So Christina, we're going to call you out on that because you are supposed to be here at. I believe our meeting was at 9:15. So she's running a bit late. That might be par for the course. She's a huge Tom Brady fan, so I was hoping she'd come in here and talk a bit about the Patriots. Go from there. So Christina, we're looking forward to getting here and go from there. Noon game, Ohio State. Yeah,
I didn't even realize they moved up to 3rd place.
Yeah, they're 3rd right now. So, you want to pull up the rankings there. You can go through them here real quick. I mean, obviously, Alabama's still 1. If you went to that same site, it would have been right there if it was the ESPN site.
Well, it's all... or do they have the
rankings? Just hit
right
rankings
there.
Right there. Yep, there you go.
Power poll.
So as he pulls those up, we'll chat with that real quick. Ohio State, Wisconsin was one big game.
Yeah.
Notre Dame at Michigan is probably the other big game this weekend. Yeah, you just want the rankings, the coaches rank or the first one. Yep, poll.
Wrong one. God bless technology.
There you go. Gotta love it. So we have. I can't see that far away, but I want you to.
LSU's too.
LSU's too. They've had some big blowouts in the past few weeks. They've been playing really, really good football. As he pulls them up.
Well, I'm seeing who they're playing this week. Auburn. That'll be interesting. Yeah,
Auburn's kind of fallen from grace a little bit, but they've traditionally been a pretty good team in the past. I think they're still a top 10 team, but towards the bottom of that ranking there. Clemson, who's Clemson have?
4. So they're at 4.
Right, Clemson's dropped to
4. Oh, my God, if they don't go in, BC, if they don't roll them,
they'll roll
they should
BC.
be smacked.
So here's the interesting thing is that there is no way, mark it here, if all those teams go out undefeated, there's no way in round 1 that they're going to have Clemson play Alabama round 1. I just don't see it. I would be shocked if that were to happen. I think we cut out here. There we go. Yep, right back.
The mic cord wasn't pushed in all the way.
All right. So, I would be shocked if they went. We're still having some issues here. If they went and had Clemson play Alabama in the first round, that would just shock me. Just because they've met a couple times the past few years in a finals, I can't see having them play in round 1. So I think you'll see manipulation of the polls as we move throughout. But we'll see. We'll see how things shake out. Again, Ohio State's got some games coming up that they've got to take care of. I mean, I don't know, is Michigan a big opponent anymore or not? That's something we can debate here in a little bit. But, we'll see how that shakes out. But
it sort of goes to my one thing. Whoever's number 3 in the, beginning of the year, they never last. Like the past 2 years.
Yeah, well,
3
it's
years.
3 is a unique spot. I mean, you're not obviously the top. They see some weaknesses in you, and if you're playing a decent schedule, and that's kind of the wild card in my eyes. I don't think Ohio State plays a decent schedule. I mean, I just don't. Years ago, it was a very good schedule, but that was 10, 15 years ago. You know what I mean? Michigan's not what they used to be. Penn State's not what they used to be, though they certainly have improved. And then there really isn't anybody else in the Big Ten that's that's really, you can sit there and say, it's a quality opponent in my eyes. You know?
Wisconsin, they go back and forth.
Exactly, which means they're not, in my eyes, that means they're not a perennial. They're not a team that you can say, yeah, this is a good team year in, year out. It's not the case.
Well, they're there, then whoever, they move on to the NFL, then it takes them a short period of time, but then they pop back up. Which it makes sense, talent comes and goes.
Right, but they're also on the other half of the conference, meaning they're playing a bunch of nobodies as well. For so their record is always going to be very good. But it's in my eyes, that's it. It's not a quality opponent. I mean, I shouldn't say not a quality opponent. It's not when I'm going to be like, okay, that's a team that really can give you a boost in the standings, what have you. I think all they could do is bring them down. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. I would love to see Ohio State play a real team, an SEC team, an ACC team, something like that, and heaven forbid, do it on the road. That will probably never happen, but that would be interesting.
That does happen occasionally.
Occasionally, yeah. And actually, the sun comes out in January here too on occasion. I mean, so yeah, anything's possible, but likely more than not. But so World Series got underway last night. I don't know if you happen to watch it at all or see any part of it at all, but
No.
The Washington Nationals won Game 1 5-4. They beat Garrett Cole, the ace of the Astros, which was the first time he's lost in like almost since some May or something like that, something like 19 starts or something. So that's it was an outstanding event there. Both teams played well. Washington looked good. I tell you, this is two teams that can pitch. Starting pitchers can throw, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this shakes out. I still think Houston's a better team overall. However, Washington is very, very good. They're right there, and they're hot right now, and they're feeling good about themselves, as they should. Beating Cole in Game 1, that should give them a lot of confidence moving forward. If they could get by Verlander tonight, this series could be a wrap in Washington, which would be very interesting. It'd be a lot of fun to hear about that and see that. I'm actually kind of excited as you figure today's Wednesday, so Game 3 will be Friday, and then Game 4 will be Saturday. And so I'm going to be down just south of Washington in Virginia, the Virginia part of there over the weekend. So I'm curious as to how crazy the fans are down there, the fan base. I'm going to a wedding down there. My cousins down there, they're all big National fans. That's when I see them in the summertime, it's all they talk about. It's the Nats. So I'm very curious to see how it's going to go. And his wedding is on a Saturday. So if the Game 4 is Saturday night, I'm curious as to see if they'll have the games actually playing at the wedding, if people will be watching them, or how it's going to shake out. It'll be real interesting from that aspect.
It's a possibility.
It really is. So I'm I don't want to say I'm hopeful the games are playing, because of course I'm there for the wedding and the support and all that kind of stuff. But it wouldn't bother me if they were playing, so I can go back and forth. Make my wife happy. That would be a really good thing. That's what we always want to do.
It was a disappointment. I want to see the Dodgers and the Astros.
Dodgers, they just didn't quite get it done. The Nats beat them. I mean, the Nats, they outpitched them. They outplayed them. And Houston over the weekend beating the Yankees. That was certainly a tremendous series. I mean, Jose Altuve, hitting a home run, walk-off homer in the bottom of the ninth inning when a tie game off of Chapman. It was unbelievable. I did watch that game, and what an exciting finish. And
I know you were
crazy.
deep downside crying over the Yankees.
Yeah, well, the beauty of it is I did win a couple meals off of it, so I'm very happy about that. And so I'm still waiting to collect. So Terry Bow, our men's basketball coach, owes me a nice cheeseburger meal. In fact, when they lost, because of my nickname for CC Sabathia has always been Cheeseburger. And so, of course, when we bet lunch, and when that game ended, I texted him a picture of a cheeseburger. So I was all over that, and I'm looking forward.
Oh, what a shame!
I'm looking forward. I am sad that he got hurt, in his last appearance, he got hurt his shoulder.
Oh, CC, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he got hurt. That's too bad. I mean, you know what? He's had a tremendous career. He's always appeared as a stand-up guy, so I don't not root for somebody like that. You want him well, but it's difficult. He was struggling health-wise for the last couple of years to get through the seasons and stuff with his knees and everything. And for him to go out, with an apparent shoulder injury to finish out his career, that's too bad. It's too bad. I didn't want him to win, but it's a tough way to end your career. I mean, he's played for about 20 years or so, and he's had a tremendous career. You know, obviously he was phenomenal here in Cleveland. He was unbelievable in Milwaukee when he was there for a short time, and then he's been an above-average pitcher in Cleveland in New York for most of the years. Though he has kind of dropped off the last few due to health, and let's be honest, he's gotten older. You know, and age still catches everyone one way or the other. It'll catch you and go from there. No one's outrun age as of yet. But, so
that's true.
Yankees there, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. A lot of decisions to make from pitching, a lot of decisions to make with their fielders and stuff. So we'll see. A lot of teams will be out there. But Garrett Cole, the star of the Stros, he'll be a free agent at the end of this year. A lot of teams are going to be coming after him. So it'll be interesting to see who actually is able to get him. Steven Strasburg is also in that situation, though rumor has it he'll resign with the Nats, so it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. But it's going to be funny. Obviously, Rendon from Washington, their star players, also are going to be a free agent. So there's a lot of good players coming up on the market this year who are going to command some serious money. It's going to be interesting to see how that all shakes out.
Especially the rumors about Kluber being traded.
Yeah, Kluber being traded is certainly a possibility for the Indians. That would not shock me, actually. I mean, they have good pitching, and granted, Kluber is a good, strong, good pitcher. The dilemma with him is he's been injured the last year, so you're going to be trading him when his value isn't the highest. And that's a tough one, you know. I mean, some teams are going to have to say, you know what, we have faith that he'll come back and still give him a good offer. I don't see the Indians giving him away, but meaning that they're going to get something for him. But right now his value is not high, so I would not be shocked if he were going to get traded, if it weren't until, spring training or earlier in the year. They want to see where he's at, is they want to see that he's recovered, and go from there. So I'm really curious to see how that shakes out with Kluber. But the Indians, they've got some big decisions to make as well. So it'll be interesting. Kluber, of course, being one of them. What do you do with Lindor? I mean, Lindor's got a year left on his contract, and rumors are that it'll be very difficult to re-sign him from a financial perspective. So is that somebody you look to trade? I don't know. It's something they've got to really consider when it comes down to it.
But the only thing is the repercussion on the fan base, people.
You have a repercussion, but if you don't have the cash, what are you going to do? I mean, it is what it is.
I get it.
Boston's in the same boat right now. You think of them as a major market team. They've already come out and said, hey, it's going to be either JD or Betts. If JD resigns, signs up, he's got a opt-out clause after this year and next year. But if he decides to stay, if he decides to be let go, that'll actually help them from a payroll perspective. And Mookie Betts, if he's adamant, he's pretty much so far stated he's going to go through the free agent market to see what he can make. If he pushes that envelope, I wouldn't be shocked to see Boston trade him. And it is what it is. It's a business. The players have every right to go out and make as much money as they certainly can. But on the same aspect, the owners have every right to say, okay, well, we're going to trade you because we're not going to lose out just because you're going to test that market. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens. Big and small market teams are in that boat. So it'll be interesting. I still think the way to solve the equity, because it seems like we're in a situation similar to the NBA where you have a handful of teams which are very competitive and a handful of teams which are not. You got to put a hard salary cap. Salary cap is what it is. You cannot go over it. It's a hard cap. And I think that you instill that and then back it up by saying there's got to be a hard cap minimum as well. You must spend a certain amount of money. And if you're, there's teams that are spending, $60 or $70 million, which that's a lot of money, but not when you got teams spending 200 and something million. There's got to be a happy medium there that's similar to what the NFL does, and you know what? There's parity in the NFL, and that's been a good thing for the organization, meaning the NFL as a whole. But
it's true.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But Well, do we want to get into the Patriots game at all, or I don't know. I don't know if Steve's going to make it up here. That's why I'm wondering if we need to get into that at all. I mean, we had a little side wager here going.
Yeah.
It was the Patriots against who was that they played? The Jets, right? Jets. Didn't he sit over there and say Jets and Pats, and he was going from there? Look, it's still on the board. And I can't remember. The Pats, I believe, won that game. In fact, it might have even been a shutout, 33-0, I think, something along those lines. Patriots roll. Tom Brady, you know, what I would tell you, he's still a good player. You know, he's still getting it done, but that's really a team effort. The defense has been very, very good. But I want to preface it by saying we're also talking, no offense, but we're talking about the Jets, who aren't exactly a juggernaut by any means.
But you thought better showing, though.
I did think it would be better showing, and the Patriots historically have struggled a little bit down in that stadium. So I thought obviously the Patriots are going to win. That's who I selected, but I did not think it would be a game like that. And that game got ugly early, ugly often, and it was over before halftime.
But the only good thing is with Tom Brady not playing that well, that actually helped me gain in my fantasy league.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Michelle with his performance.
Sonny Michel had a nice game. He for sure did. What do you have? 3 touchdowns, I believe. Yeah. So
it helped me overcome that because the I was like down by 3 points, and the other guy had Tom Brady. I had Michelle. Well, so that actually worked out really great.
That's kind of the funny thing is that the Patriots, as much credit as Tom Brady always gets and everything, the Patriots are a run-first team. They are a run-first team, but they have the ability to switch it based on their opponent, and that's been kind of their thing throughout. You can't focus on one aspect. If you're going to let them say, I'm going to stop the run, great. Brady will pick you apart. If you're going to say, well, we're going to rush and stop Brady, no problem. Then they're going to run. They're going to run right by you. They've always had the ability to have a great balance, and it's just been incredible what they've done. Now they got the big Brownies this weekend. I'm not sure how you're feeling about that, but the Browns, what are they going to try and do? They're going to try and stop Brady. They're going to try and stop the run. Now, the Browns secondary has been pretty beat up. I'm not sure if those of the corners and safeties.
They're saying they're going
to be back. Yeah. They're going to be back this week, so we'll see Ward and all those kind of guys back this week. What's your gut telling you here? You got a strong feeling. I'm picking the Patriots, of course, because that's just how it is. But what's your feeling?
I don't know. I'm really 50-50 on that.
So does that mean you're willing to weigh a wager on here, or we want to pick a different game for the week?
Probably a different game.
Different game for the week. All right.
I'm really 50-50 on it.
All right. That's understandable, and 50-50 I think is optimistic. So that's all right though. It's in New England, that not that means anything. I think the Browns will probably play better on the road than they will at home. But
that seems like the goal so far this year.
I don't know if it's too much pressure. They're feeling it or whatnot, but they're coming off a bye week too, so they should be prepared. They should be ready to go. It'll be very interesting to see how they come out. But I want them to do well, but just this isn't the week. I mean, it just isn't. And I don't know what else to say to it. They're I think Chubb will have a decent game, but I think running against the Patriots is different than running against anyone else they've played thus far. They just seem to get at it.
But now with Hunt coming back in the mix too.
Is he back this week? Is this game 8 for him?
Yeah.
I didn't realize this was game 8 already. I thought he was out 8 games. What's their record?
Let's see.
I thought they had the early bye, so he's still out.
I don't remember off the top of my head. I thought it's this week. Let's see. Or is it one more?
What's their record?
So 6. Oh. I thought someone posted it on Instagram.
Just because it's on the World Wide Web, Instagram, social media doesn't mean it's accurate.
No.
He's out. I thought he was out 8 games, right, because of his suspension, half the season. What is their record? We find that out yet?
Well, yeah, it's 6.
This is week 6
games. Yeah.
Oh, he's out 6 games.
So
he's still out.
I think. Or maybe not. I don't remember how long the suspension was.
I thought this is game 6, or they've played 6.
Yeah, they played 6. So
All right,
7.
so this is game 7. Yeah, I think he's still out. I'm almost 100% sure he's still out for a couple more weeks.
That's why I'm sitting here scrolling through and I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, that would be definitely a story if he were coming back this week. But yeah, I don't think that to be the case. I just think it's a tall order to go up to New England and have a lot of success when you like the Browns, who have struggled periodically throughout. So, let's see what other games we get up there. What other games you want to select? You want college? You want NFL? What game you want this week? Well, I do want to announce that I am the award-winning winner from last week. It looks like I got a slice of pizza and a drink or something coming my way at some point. You think that's why Gags isn't here? I don't know.
Probably.
This guy.
I know. He is that guy.
I know Green Bay's got a big game this week.
Because when you're waiting for Steve, it's more like...
There you go.
Let's see. Who do we got? Dallas, Baltimore. Oh, no, they're on bye. But Green Bay might not be as bad with Mahomes out, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Green Bay, Kansas City. That could be a good game. I actually think, and it's in Kansas City. I actually think Green Bay will take that game.
Yeah, especially with Mahomes out.
Yeah,
it's
Kansas City has struggled a bit. Green Bay's been feeling a little bit better about themselves. So over agreement, let's see if we can find another game to throw up on there.
Oakland, Houston. Oh, Carolina and San Fran.
Where's it at?
At San Fran.
Yeah, San Fran winning that one.
Yeah. Let's see. Really, that one's sort of a wide. God, it's really some crappy matchups.
It's not a strong week from that. Well, we can go back to another one. That's all right.
Because, literally Cincy and the Rams.
Yeah, that was ugly game.
And that's like the other thing, you got the Chargers and the Bears.
The Bears have been struggling. They're calling for Trubisky to get thrown out of there. So, realistically,
depending, you got New Orleans and Arizona.
New Orleans has been playing better.
Yeah.
Breeze still isn't back. Arizona's okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
You watch. You see the Virginia Tech football game over the weekend?
No.
6 overtimes. Okay,
Jeez.
So they went to the new overtime rule in college football, which essentially is after 4, you have to line up and you go on essentially for 2-point conversions. That's all you're doing is doing 2-point conversions. And the Hokies were able to stop North Carolina and then score on their own on a little draw play and score. So the Hokies were victorious in 6 overtimes. First time that new rule has been used, and it was just a tremendous game. It was at Virginia Tech. They're sitting at 5-2 right now, which continues to amaze me. Apparently, they're improving. I still am not high on them. I don't think that they're a super team, but on the same aspect, they're pulling on some wins, and you got to give them credit there. So I'm still a Hokie fan, so we're going to wish them go Hokies and go from there. But,
so you got Notre Dame, Michigan.
well, that might be the game to take. If we can get Steve involved in this, if he can come up, call, text, what have you, that I got to believe he'll take Michigan just because. And I don't know, man. I got Notre Dame. I got Notre Dame winning that game. It's at Michigan. That'll be a tough one. Notre Dame has not exactly been earth-shattering either, and Michigan's kind of been hanging around, but just haven't gotten it done. This could be the week. Like I said earlier, they shouldn't have lost last week against Penn State in my mind, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. They didn't get it done. So.
No, the funny thing, someone out in the chat and that saying "Go Buckeyes." A few minutes, was it like 9:15 and that? Then it went into Tom who?
Well, do we know who's reaching out to us
A
here?
bike rider.
Bike rider. Well, bike rider, I guess I'd say get back on your tricycle. Yeah. Tom is the GOAT. So you must be maybe you're a minor league college team, AA Browns fan. I'm not sure, but we'll see how that shakes out.
Well, he said one thing about the Patriots game. It was a great high school game.
Well, Super Bowl champs, tough to defend that. So yeah, I would agree. The Jets did look like a high school team. Especially when you're playing a great team like the Patriots, it's hard to do that.
Then they chose the Browns by 3.
Do we have a fan that wants to get in? And how can we get them to get in on this bet here? Browns by 3. I will take that any day of the week. If we want to put a hot chocolate on it or something like that, I'm more than willing to go from that if they're willing to put up. So,
yeah, right. Get on my trike, haha.
Well, it is what it is. Come on up. Hey, if you're listening and you want to come on up and get in on this, we'd invite you to come on up and get in on this conversation. We could talk about this or anything else along the athletic.
Or they could
relay.
call in.
Yeah, or call in. Yeah, happy to put you on the line and go from there.
Okay, hot cocoa it is.
Hot cocoa it is. Great. All right. So we got a hot cocoa. I guess I would say is next Wednesday you need to show up. And either you'll get a hot cocoa or, from Breakers, or we will, you go down there and you can buy me one. Either way is fine. We look forward to that. So I do like my hot chocolate.
Because I threw out the phone number if they want to call in.
Yeah, you're welcome to call in. We'd love to have you. And we'll go from there. So it's all a lot of excitement.
Bet is taken.
All right, very good. We are on a virtual shake.
It will do.
Make it happen. Sounds good. So next Wednesday, we'll find that out who this person is, and we'll go from there.
I'm just going to say see you next Wednesday.
All right, well, that'd be good. You can come either just before the show, 8:45, 8:50, or by either before the show if you like, or you can come by at the end of the show, 10 o'clock. Or if you want to get on the air and talk a little bit more about your awesome prognostications, we certainly would love to have you and air you on the show. We'll see what we can do here.
Didn't expect that one, did you?
No, that's great. I love to collect, man. I love collecting from all over the world. This is the World Wide Web we're on here, so it's tremendous that we can collect. Hopefully, this is someone from a foreign country, because I'm not going to ship you your hot chocolate, and nor do I expect you to ship it to me. But that would be something we could probably work out with Breakers if you had a nice credit card. So. Any other thoughts up there? Any other stories?
Right here. And I won't be late like someone else was today.
I can't speak to that, but, that darn work thing gets in there, but we'll be looking for you.
No, I'm sorry. This sort of does deserve...
Oh, we got some playoff going here.
Oh, shoot. Where is it?
This is why he's the award-winning general manager here, the sound system extraordinaire, Jeremiah.
I know, I'm trying to find the darn button. Especially since I had to go and sit there and reprogram everything in when they upgraded everything to Windows 10. So now everything's all in new random places.
So we didn't...
I don't have the button.
Well, we didn't actually come up with a game here to get on for mine and yours bet. Do we want to get on the Michigan Notre Dame game? Are you going Notre Dame, or are you going to venture over to the dark side with Michigan?
The other guess. No, I'm not taking
I didn't think you would, but I throw it out. What do we got? We got something else happening here?
Yeah, the other guess. A.K. Steve he's referring to.
Oh, yeah, I know. I get that. All right. Very good. Very good.
Let's see. I got Auburn, LSU.
LSU all the way, unless you feel differently?
Not really.
All right.
This is what we need, a sucker that wears blue and yellow.
Well, we got one person who's a sucker who's has already made the bet thinking the Browns are going to beat the Patriots. Perhaps we can find somebody else out there who'd like to get involved with this.
Yeah. Let's see. Wait. I didn't bring you pizza and a drink. That can't be Steve down there.
Steve's on his trike? Is that what he's talking? Is that Steve the whole time?
Because I didn't bring you your pizza and drink. They can't, because he had a different account.
Okay.
So he didn't. Oh. Oh, well, yeah, we know that.
It'll come. Steve's good for it. I know where he lives. He's good for it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. He'll be good. Though he does still owe me a dinner from last year. We haven't been able to get a date.
I know.
That's not on him though. To his defense, that's not on him. We just have not been able to come up with a date.
I know,
that's worked for
especially
everyone.
him paying off that other bet on mine.
Yeah. So wearing a jersey. Yeah.
Yeah. That backfired like 3 different times.
So, I don't have a really good answer for that one, but yeah.
Now this is going to be fun.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
So we'll see. Maybe we can get Steve involved with this bet in some way as well. So what do we
Because
got?
I know you're not going to go with the whole Ohio State, Wisconsin.
I mean, Ohio State should win.
roll 'em,
They
yeah.
should roll them. They really should. And if they don't roll them, they should drop in the standings. And that's really where it's at. I mean, that's how Clemson dropped. They didn't roll the teams that they beat. Clemson's quarterback has not been playing as well this year as been anticipated. So, but they're
It's
still getting
true.
it done. They're still getting it done.
Well, it's still some games that they
Yeah,
get
you don't need to peak in September, October. All right, the goal is to peak in the end of the season when it counts, like bowl game.
Well, the past 2 years, it's always been that sort of backfire on teams. Whoever's ranked number 3 in the beginning of the year and number 4.
The
Right
ones that
now,
dropped-
currently, guess who's number 4?
Well, Clemson. Yeah.
I have a feeling they'll probably drop here.
To who? Who do they got? Drop here when? This week?
No, maybe not this week, but
Oh, okay.
before the season ends. Because
Oh.
last year, whoever ranked number 3 and 4, they dropped.
Right. But also, I want to remind you that last year Clemson had a very similar record, very similar output at the beginning half of the year, and they went up winning a national championship. So I'm not ready to count Dabo Swinney out of anything. And frankly, they're just a really talented team that just isn't hitting their stride right now. Now, perhaps they won't. And you're right. If they get upset, that's it. But they're certainly capable of winning the whole thing. So it'll be interesting.
Let's see who they got on their schedule. North Carolina, South Carolina.
Should be 2
Wake.
wins. North Carolina's not an easy team. They're a tricky team.
Yeah.
Wake, but the rest of them they should beat, and they should beat North Carolina as well in my eyes.
Well, or no, that's North Carolina State.
Oh, NC State.
Okay.
Yeah, they should beat them.
Yeah, South and Wake could maybe give them a run for their money.
Who's that? South
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
The Gamecocks. I think it depends on where Clemson is at the time. If they're starting to put it together or not. If they're starting to put together, I don't see anybody touching them outside of the top 3. The wild card spoiler to all this is going to be Georgia. They had a loss earlier in the year, which may have kind of knocked them out a little bit. But I see them still as a very, very good team. And I'm not sure who they got coming up in their schedule. But if you could pull that real quick and take a look. But I see Georgia as being a spoiler
It's
from that
easier to be
perspective.
doing this.
Okay.
Go back to the rankings. Georgia, there. Wow, they did drop to 10.
Yeah, they had a tough loss, and that got them.
Florida, Auburn, they still got. Yeah, those are really the most
Yeah.
threatening ones.
Yeah, so it's going to depend on who gets into the playoff, the SEC tournament playoff. That'll be the interesting thing to see who gets in there. It's always an interesting time.
Because that's the one thing. If they go, like, this week, knock off Florida.
Florida's not a huge win, though.
Or no, next week. That's next weekend. They have a bye.
Yeah, Florida's still not a huge win. It's an important win.
Well,
but
that
it's not
sort
a
of helps
huge
them
win.
bump them up the rankings.
Yeah. Again, I don't see that. I see Florida's a top 25 team, but not a top 10 team. It's a helper, yes, but not anything that's like, okay, that's a biggie in my eyes. But, yeah, we'll see. Hey, now your Lakeland Lakers are playing some good soccer right now, so we'll see what happens with them. The men's team have clinched second place in the NJCA Regional 12 tournament. They'll be playing at Muskegon Community College November 2nd and 3rd in playoffs, so we'll see how it goes from there. They're already in the Final Four. They have a non-league game today at Mercyhurst Northeast. That's a 3 p.m. start, so we want to wish them luck today. Your Lady Lakers, the soccer team, has clinched third place, and they also will be participating in the Final Four tournament out in Muskegon November 2nd and 3rd. So we want to wish both those teams luck. They both have done an outstanding job this year. Again, qualifying for the Final Four. Women's soccer, this is only their second year in the as an organization. Men's soccer, we have a new coach this year. He went out and got a lot of new kids came in here, and both teams have had a lot of success. So we want to wish them luck as they move on, and hope that they can get it done. So that would be an outstanding thing. So good luck to both your teams. Good luck to the men's today, and go from there. Women's volleyball, they've just struggled. They've had 5 games this year go 5 full sets, and they've been 1-4 in those matches, and it's really set the tone for the season and put them in a spot where they will not be able to qualify for postseason play, but they're right there. You know what I mean? They're just a play or two away. I mean, you're forcing 5, and it's just haven't been able to get over that hump.
Columbus State one for sure. That was a good one.
There's been a few of them, and exactly. And this weekend they're on the road, so hopefully they can get a win or two this weekend. But then next week, Tuesday, is their final home match of the year. They play Beaver County Community College 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday night here at Lakers Gym. That'll be senior or sophomore night, so we want to wish them all the best of luck in that. Speaking of sophomore day, the women's soccer team, they have, even though they've already clinched, they do have one more game, and that'll be this Friday. That game will be played at Laker Field, out on the soccer field here at Lakeland College. That's a 3 o'clock start, also sophomore day. So we'll recognize our sophomores and our players who are not going to be returning next year. And the expectation is that'll start, my guess is right around 2:40, 2:45. We'll start the recognition of those sophomores with a game time at 3 o'clock. So we're looking for all those teams to come forward, and we wish them luck as they go. So good luck, all 3 of you. We'll mention again next week, I'm sure, on the air, and as they get ready for postseason play. So good for them. Good for them.
Besides the other fun stuff,
what would that be?
Halloween party.
Halloween party. That is Thursday.
Yeah, like tomorrow.
Thursday. Yeah, that's right. Today is Wednesday. That is tomorrow night. That's always a great event every year. It's a highlight of the school year for CAB and stuff. They put that on. They have a kids party early up for the younger ones early on. Then they have
6 to 8,
and then from 9 to 11. Right. They have the more adult, if you were the college age kids. And if you have not gone to that this year, you really need to check it out. It's a tremendous event. I mean, people get dressed up, they deck out, and they really get into the Halloween party here. They do a really tremendous job. So come on down, check that out. It's in the Athletic and Fitness Center in the gyms, and then we also have a thing that you're setting up tonight.
The artist reception for the art gallery.
That's right. Night. So that's also the same night. That'll be going on down there, and you're actually helping set up 6 to 9 o'clock. Check that out. All events are free to the students.
Except the cash bar.
Cash bar.
Gallery.
I don't know if I can promote the cash bar or not, but if I can, I guess I will. I'm not a fan of a cash bar. I'm just a fan of the bars, not the cash part. So it's
no, I get it.
I can really run up a tab fast. So I try to stay away from that. But it's all good stuff coming up this week. There's a lot going on. Now there's a little fair going on down here. There's some tables set up down here. Do you know anything about that fair going on downstairs today in the main lobby? I saw a couple tables down there.
Besides the artist reception, it's the Boneyard Market and all that stuff. Right. There'll be vendors too tomorrow afternoon over there.
Very good.
Let's see if I can find this really quickly, as I did not have a clue. Oh, that's not it. That's not it. I thought it was something to do with health.
It's not the Health Wellness Fair, is it?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I do not have a clue. No, I don't know.
All right, well, there's an event down there going today with some tables out. I feel bad that we don't have what that is, but we want to make sure that we encourage you to all check it out. There is also coming up a career fair on Tuesday, the 29th of October, put on by Career Services. Those of you helping look for a job and stuff, check that out. There's postings all around campus. Go look there, so hopefully help you get a job.
I'm putting signing day for Holden next week, Wednesday.
Signing day for Holden. Talk to us about that.
Or Vising Day. Don't know how I confused that one.
I'm not sure.
Vising Day.
So what is that? Tell me what you're thinking when you see that.
So general information, learn about the partnerships, offers, all that.
So if Christina Willard actually shown today, like she was supposed to, she could have actually discussed this as an intelligent person representing a lot of those schools from the Huck. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So here's an opportunity. Christina, you still got a couple minutes to make it in here on time. I know you're probably running late. There's probably a lot of traffic from the Huck to here. So perhaps if she gets in, maybe we'll give her an opportunity to plug that and go from there. But
that's 9 to 4. Then they have, the night, was it Holden University Center? The information night.
Okay.
And that's 6 to 7.
All right. Check it out. Well, Christina, your opportunities are waning. Go from there. So how are classes going? Yeah, how are classes going for you? All right?
Going.
Yeah, you got a test today you were mentioning earlier?
Yeah, that
math test?
First 8-week class, that's done.
All right.
Now I just had the 2.
All right, so now you're on Easy Street. What classes do you have? You have the math class, and what else you got?
What was it? ITS 1007?
Okay. All right.
I forgot
so
what
it's on computer
it's
class
called.
from that
It
perspective.
was like general information computer stuff.
Okay. All right.
I forgot the actual name of it.
Outstanding. Now the class has started, or is there a second 8 weeks?
No, this has started since. I have those two are 16. Then I had that 8-week one.
Okay. All right. And you forgot the name of the class already? And you've been in it for 8 weeks, 9 weeks?
Yeah.
Outstanding. That is what we're looking for from all of our students. Know your classes you're taking, know when things are due, know your instructor's name. Jeremiah's all over that. But you'll pull an A, right?
No, I know the instructor's name. I just don't know the title of the class. I think it was computer science something.
So this has had a big impact on your future is what I'm hearing you say.
Ish.
That's all right. Well, that's good. Everything else going well for you, all the classes, everything?
Yeah.
All right. So
going.
how is the Halloween hayride going, the volunteer part of that? How's that going?
Yeah, going.
Yeah?
I know they're looking for people for sites.
Still looking for people? What days are they particularly in need of? Do you know? Probably Friday, Saturday, probably both days, I would assume.
I think they just sent an email yesterday about it.
Okay.
About that they're trying to find people to work the sites and that.
What's the sites? What does that mean to you?
The different scenes and that.
All right. So for those who are not sure, essentially you get in a wagon, you have someone who's speaking, and they kind of drive you through these different, a trail, if you will, a road, and there's different sites that have different scenes that go there. So they're looking for people to help out with that. It's volunteerism. So if you're looking to meet some volunteer hours, or if you're looking just to get involved, if you're looking to help out in the community, have some fun with it,
days.
benefits to the kids Friday and Saturday night. So if someone wanted to volunteer, how could they go about doing that? What would they do?
Well, they could go to their website to register.
Whose website? Lake Metro Parks?
Yeah, Lake Metro Parks website.
There you go.
Or you could just call them at 585-3041, then extension 6418.
All right. So you call them up or get on their website, or you can even contact the radio station. I'm sure, Jeremiah, you could help them. Yeah, you got forms here, so they could
or you
help.
just show up.
Yeah, that's another way too. Do they need to show? Do they need to dress out if they're going to help out? Do they need to dress?
No,
Halloween?
with the scenes they have there, it's a pirate one.
Okay.
So
they don't need to
forth,
dress up. They can
Scarecrow.
literally just show up, help out, and go from there. But of course,
Well, they had to
arranging
get
it ahead of
dressed
time.
up, but they had the costumes.
Okay, all right. So, but you don't need to do it yourself.
No.
You could just show up and go from there.
Yep.
That's outstanding. So, if they wanted to help out on Friday, what time would someone show up if they wanted to help out?
4:30.
4:30. Okay, so 4:30 on Friday, Lake Metro Parks, Farm Park.
Or Saturday.
Or Saturday. You could go there, help out a lot of great people. So, hopefully, people will take advantage of that and get involved from there. We got any other comments from anybody coming in? Anything else we need to respond to from our board today?
Except go Buckeyes again.
Oh, go Buckeyes. I can't even. That just pains me. Well, they should win this week as they're continuing to play the Little Sisters of the Poor. Well, not necessarily the Little Sisters of the Poor this week. Wisconsin, I can't put down that far. So hopefully the Buckeyes do win, because I do want to see them get along and get into. Wouldn't it be tragic if they met in Michigan with everything on the line, or Penn State, and didn't get it done? I mean, what would happen?
Yeah. No, it would be more funny just going in and help Jim on his way out.
All right.
He's on his way out. For sure.
All right.
Not including like me. I already have a post ready for that one.
Jim Harbaugh he's referring to, heading out, he believes, as the coach of Michigan. We shall see. They got to get some wins done. This week's episode was brought to you by the letter M, as the Michigan fans are really mad. Oh, man, they got to love technology here. All right, guys.
I get bored in my free time, don't I?
I see that. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. Again, I want to remind everyone, this Friday is our last home game for the women's soccer team. 3 o'clock over at Lakers Field. 2:45 will be a sophomore recognition. Come check them out as they play Kellogg Community College. And then on Tuesday night, our volleyballs will wrap up their season as they host Beaver County Community College, 6:30 p.m. down in Laker Gym. Come check them out. Admission, as always, is free. And anything else you want to stay for the good of the road?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. We never did come up with a game to bet on for next week at this point, so I guess we'll not have one this week and just go.
Or we try to con the late one into the Michigan and Notre Dame.
If we could get Steve to make a decision. If you were to take Michigan, I'll take Notre Dame, but we'll see how it goes from there.
Yeah, I'm not going, yellow and blue.
All I know is, for me, I think it's time for me to collect a little bit right now, though.
Yeah.
So we're going to go down here and get some pizza and enjoy my day. So everyone have a great one. We'll see you next week, and go Lakers.